So there it is. Let's play some hockey. It's the call, and somber moment has passed, and now it's time to see some war on ice. Retrievers trying to take two from the Dutchmen, and the Dutchmen trying to avenge the last loss up in Piney Orchard. This time the Retrievers are in town at their home barn, and we're going to see what they can come up with. All right, as I take a seat, we're in a cushy little press box up here at center ice. You guys who will be watching this on fasthockey.com, it's going to look kind of nice. We got a nice centering view just at a perfect level above the ice, so a great accommodation here at the Hershey Park Arena. Opening face-off coming up in just a few seconds. All right. Finally getting things underway here. Hopefully the PA address does not get too loud here with the music, but hey, that's what makes this environment great. We have a great crowd on hand. It's bring the kids to the game night. So we have a good showing tonight, UMBC and Lebanon Valley. So let's see how this one goes. Face off at center. Durkee going off with Surdam. Surdam wins the draw back, and he wins it back over to Conti. Conti goes D to D on the back with Thompson. Thompson back over to Conti, back over in his own zone. They're trapped inside the Dutchman zone. Dutchman looking to try to make a breakout here. And now here comes a home run pass over to Stewartson. Stewartson along near boards gets checked off the puck by Yost. Yost kicks it over to Durkee. 2-on-2 developing with O'Connor. Comes in, takes a shot, and it goes right on to Drazen, and he'll hold on. We get our first stoppage with 19:39 left here in the first period. So we're coming to you once again from Hershey, Pennsylvania at the Hershey Park Arena. Great, beautiful facility. I wish I had a little bit more history on this arena. I don't want to juice the internet any more than I already have. So look up the facts, will you? Because this place apparently has a lot of history. Face-off one into the near corner of the Dutchman zone. Dutchman clearing up high and into the glass and all the way down to the Retriever zone. No icing as Carmack's going to come out and play this one. He sticks it away from Averona at the last second. Here come the Retrievers back the other way through center. It's Durkee. Sends it over to O'Connor. O'Connor gets taken off, and it looks like the Dutchmen are going to be on a power play. Looks like Jaden Becker's going to get pulled for hooking. So 19:18 left here in the first period. The Retrievers are shorthanded. Of course, the penalty kill wasn't looking so good against William Patterson last week. They allowed 2 goals on the power play. Well, a penalty kill for the Retrievers, of course, but draws one back into the Retriever zone. The Retrievers ice it down off the stick of Gadula. Drew Harchark, thank you. I'm off. This is the perfect level to see things, but, you know, Sean Hoppy in the booth with us tonight, making sure I'm keeping up to date on my stats here. Conti brings it into the Retriever zone as it's fished back along into the near corner. Conti with it now up in top of the circle on the near side, sends it over to the point. On that point is Thompson. Thompson playing it down to Surdam. Surdam couldn't pick it up. Now the Retrievers break it out. Here comes a breakaway chance for Harchark, shorthanded. He comes in, takes a shot. Drazen makes save the rebound, kicks out to a Dutchman that was waiting for it, and they're going to take it out through the neutral zone, coming back the other way. It's turned over, and the Retrievers will easily send it down the length of the ice into the far corner as Drazen has to come out and play. Drazen set it up for somebody there. It was Skorsky who couldn't pick up, but Surdam will pick it up along the near boards, and he'll dump it in. Second unit for the Dutchman coming out now. Yost with it now behind the goal line in the Retriever zone. He sends it high and up all along the boards and all the way down to Drazen. Drazen opts not to play it, and he'll lead off to his defenseman back there, or his point guy, actually. It was, I believe that was number 8. That was Jimmy Black. So the Retrievers will shut it down right at the blue line and send it right back in on the Dutchman. Dutchman trying to break it out with 40 seconds left on their power play. 17:58 left here in the first period. No score. Yost battling up along the far boards in the neutral zone. He'll pick it back out as it was momentarily inside the Retriever zone. Dutchman trying to get some zone entry here. As it is going to be Black that brings it in. Drops it off for Conroy. Conroy sends it up top over to Skorsky. Skorsky turns it over. Here comes Durkee on a breakaway. Breakaway, shorthanded. Here comes Durkee. Coming in on Drazen, back in. Shot. Oh, what a stick save by Drazen as it went high and above the cage and picked up. Here comes another opportunity. Durkee almost gets it back. Some strong work here by the penalty kill as O'Connor tried to feed him up front. But now back the other way of the Dutchman. Conroy taking it around the world here all the way into the far side of the Retriever zone. Sweeps it back over to the near side, over to Conti. Conti picking it up. Conti looking at his options, turns around, takes a shot. Carmack to save. Oh, and it squirts 5-hole back to the front of the net, but the Retrievers stick that one away. Harcharek puts it up on the glass, and it'll go out into the neutral zone and all the way down into the Dutchman zone. The penalty is over. 5-a-side hockey again with 17 minutes to play in the first. Nothing score. So 0 for 1 on the power play are the Dutchmen. Cross-ice feed by the Dutchman doesn't go anywhere. As trying to pick it up as Taylor Morgan as breaking in there was Kissiday. Kissiday almost had an opportunity, but now here comes a 3-on-3. With it now is Eric Becker. Eric Becker tried to set up post. Post turnaround shot, and it goes off the side of the net. And it'll go out of play with 16:39 to go here in the first. Tomorrow night, back at Piney Orchard, we have Penn State in the house. Are they called the Nittany Lions? What's that?
Ice Lions.
Ice Lions. There you go. Nittany Lions football team. Ice Lions will be in town tomorrow night. 8:30 game time at the Piney Orchard Ice Arena. So stop by out. If you can't make it, tune in here on Ustream.tv or FastHockey.com for video and audio. Retrievers lose that face-off in the far corner, and it comes out into the neutral zone. Back to play it is Ojeda. Ojeda trying to push it out. It's kept up along the blue line, tight inside by Sortum. Sortum's feed into the zone, goes into the far corner, picked up by Schultz. Schultz tries to center feed it over to Sortum, but Sortum couldn't get a shot away. Ojeda will pick it up and take it behind Carmack. Carmack directing traffic there, but now it's turned over, and it's Schultz with it. Schultz with a backhand feed to Stewartson. Stewartson couldn't connect. Now the Retrievers will pick it up and take it back the other way. Eric Becker along the far side, drops it off over to Post. Post gets it stick checked away by Sortum as it's played behind Drazen. Eric Becker slowing it down in the near corner, switches places with Post. Eric Becker along the near boards on the hash marks, trying to dig around his man. He's trying to get around Skorsky. Skorsky's kind of playing up high on him, and he'll finally get the best of him. He'll stick it out into the neutral zone where Kevin Ryder is waiting at the red line. Fed over to Shark, over to Post. Post comes in, takes a shot, pad save by Drazen. Real easy pad save for him as he kicked that one aside. Now it's back in the Retriever zone. Ryder sets it up to Becker in the neutral zone. And Eric Becker will feed it back over to Rafferty. Oh, and it's turned over. An opportunity there for the Dutchmen. They just couldn't bury it home. Rafferty turned it over just for a second. And now the Retrievers, little pass to pass, and it goes out of play as it deflected off of, well, both the players sticks at that as Upshaw deflected it through. Face-off coming out. Far side neutral zone by the Retrievers zone. 15:27 left on the clock for the first period. Nothing score. We even have a shot clock. Right now, visitors have 4 shots, and, well, it's not the Bears, but it is the Dutchmen that have 0 shots on Carmack so far. So, nice, well-established arena here, and they actually know what they're doing here. I like this. Upshaw with it now. Up along the far side. Comes across the blue line, dekes around his man. Feeds the puck in, but he'll get stood up by his guy as Conti picks it up and sends it along the near boards. As it was picked up momentarily by Stam, but it's turned over. But picked up again by Conti, who strings around the boards. Upshaw there to greet it, but the Dutchman trying to help it along. Upshaw with it now at the top of the circle. Upshaw trying to feed his way to the slot, and he gets his pocket picked. And Stam feeds it over to the near side, over to Kissiday. Kissiday getting into the Retriever zone with the puck along the near boards, but it's turned over to Durante. Durante over to Rothschild, over to Upshaw. Upshaw through center, comes across the blue line. Upshaw to the top of the circle, feeds it over to Rothschild with a shot. And it was... But they score! Oh my goodness, so much confusion as there's an injured Dutchman in the slot. I believe that's Corey Conti, and there will be a penalty resultant of that too. Despite the goal being scored, the penalty will be up there as well, so a power play upcoming for the Retrievers as well. So 1-0. Corey Conti is still down on his knees in the slot, hurt. He's reeling. I think he may have taken a shot somewhere that we can't mention on the air. He's not looking good. Okay. Take the camera off the guy. Give him a little respect. Yeah, it was. It was on him the entire time. I do apologize for that, but we have a 1-0 score. Retrievers scoring first with 14:34 left here in the first period, and they got a power play along with it. Kind of took me by surprise. So much confusion going on there. So the Dutchman, Dan Durante getting the credit. Yost. Upshaw. Okay, so there you have it. Durante from Yost and Upshaw. And here comes Harcharik into the near boards. Into the corner behind the goal line. Over to Callahan. Callahan had it for a second as it was played over to Post. Switching places. Here comes a shot from the point by Eric Becker. It gets deflected wide. Harcharik with it along the far boards. working the gamut here now on the power play. Down low to post, back over to Harcharik. Harcharik with an L, back down to post, comes in front, takes a shot, saved by Drazen as he stuffed it into the blue paint. Kept it up top by Yost. Yost with a long distance shot, deflected on by post, but Drazen will hold on. 13:51 left, 1:18 on the power play. So a couple of opportunities there for the Dogs. For all the latest in Retrievers news and stats and recaps, go to UMBCIceHockey.com. You can also check out the blog page, UMBCRetrieversHockey.blogspot.com, for the Coach's Corner, podcasts, and broadcast updates. So check it out. Got plenty of ways to keep on top of the Dogs. Yost along the near side of the blue line, sends it over. Eric Becker with a shot, and it goes high and into the glass behind Drazen. Along the side boards, it's not cleared out. It's finally, well, actually, Alex Post accidentally clears that out to the neutral zone, but feeding it back in is Eric Becker. Eric Becker's pass over to Post doesn't get through, as it was Becker that was taken hard into the boards by Everona, as it's iced all the way down to Carmack. Just under a minute left, the power play for the Retrievers. Gaining some speed now is Yost. Yost sends it up over to the blue line on the far side to Post. Post drawing back a little bit. Now he comes across the line, drops it off over to Yost. Yost over to Harcharik, dropping it over to Eric Becker, tight along the blue line. Almost has it poked away by his counterpart, Stam, as it's behind the goal line. Now with it is Harcharik, back over to Post. Post up top over to Eric Becker. Eric Becker's got the lane, but he doesn't opt to shoot. As it comes to the side, score! It's the Callahan brand. It's 2-0 Retrievers with 13:01 left here in the first period. It's a power play goal by Shane Callahan. You'll shoot your eye out. What a goal. 2 quick goals and not even 7 minutes gone by here in the first period. Retrievers are getting an early stranglehold in this game. I hope that's an old school organ playing, really, but it's probably not. Old school arena, old school feel, old school hockey right now as the Retrievers are up 2-0 and nice rough and tough physical contest so far. Eric Becker on the assist. The Retrievers clear it down to the Dutchmen zone. Back to play it is Jimmy Black. Jimmy Black setting it up along the boards. As it's picked up high in the air by Conroy, as it's sent all the way down to Taylor Morgan, who's waiting down in the Retriever zone. So he had a couple of Dutchmen on him, but he gets the puck away. Over to O'Connor, who's breaking along the near boards. He gets checked out. Callahan with it now. Callahan to the top of the circle along the near side. Sends it behind the cage. O'Connor back there to pick it up as he gets taken out into the boards by Skorsky. Retrievers still trying to maintain control here as it looks like the Dutchmen are going to finally pop it out. And it's taken up at the red line by Morgan, who sends it right back into the Dutchman zone. Drazen there to set it up. Both teams making wholesale changes. 12 minutes to go here in the first. 2-0 Retrievers. And along the boards is Sortum. Sortum setting it up to Schultz and trying to feed it through. Carmack didn't see any action there. He still hasn't seen a shot in this frame yet. Fed up front. Backhand shot goes wide as Stewartson tried to feed it on. As the Dutchman just can't maintain some solid control here, as now Rafferty has it. Rafferty ducks around one Dutchman, but he gets checked out by Schultz, and Schultz will pick up the puck. He'll send it up top with a point shot taken, and it's sticked away and out of play. There's no protective netting here, and I like that. So pay attention. 11:34 to go here in the first. 2-0 Dogs. That sucks. All right, so face off through center, and Upshaw gets utterly destroyed. It's now the Retrievers trying to run the gamut here. Upshaw with a wraparound chance there for, I believe, down low. That was Durante. Durante couldn't feed it in. He already has 1 goal tonight. As it's swept along the near side of the net. Yost with it now trying to bobble his way through. As it's cleared up along the far boards and swept out by Dewan, and now we'll have a stoppage of play. Face-off coming up to the left of P.J. Carmack. Face-off won back by the Dutchman. At the top of the circle, backhand shot, swept away. I believe Kevin Ryder swept that one aside. So now it's Harchark along the red line. He gets checked out hard by Averona. And now Dutchmen trying to win that neutral zone battle. But the Retrievers are going to try to go back the other way. The neutral zone is definitely where the action is right now. It's a war zone out there, if you will. As now the Dutchmen are back in the Retriever zone. Gadula gets checked out. Kevin Ryder behind the goal line. Tries to set up for Eric Becker, but it's turned over and kept in by the Dutchmen. As it's taken long-distance shot from the point. Gets his way into the corner. One shot is registered on Carmack now. 10 shots for the Retrievers. As it comes in with a shot blocker save by Drazen. Thank you all for your patience. We do apologize for that cut out there. We're live again on Ustream. A little bit of an internet issue here as the Dutchmen come into the Retriever zone. Ojeda strips the puck away from Golden. Golden giving Ojeda some chase here as he's behind his own goal line. Ojeda trying to get his way through. He'll go to the outside, and he just gets absolutely destroyed by Schultz. And now the Dutchmen are going to come back the other way with Jimmy Black. Jimmy Black with it. Takes a bad angle shot, and it goes wide at Carmack. Back into the near corner. Kept in up top of the point by Thompson. Thompson sending it deep over to the far corner as it's Sortum that checks. I believe that was Dana Becker down over there. You got to speak up. Taylor Morgan. All right, Taylor Morgan. Thank you for the correction. Now it's going to be Morgan taking it ahead by himself with a long-distance shot. Blocker saved by Drazen as it was going nowhere near the cage. Now into the to the far corner, rather, as Sortum tried to clear it out. Now we got a delayed offside. Retrievers tag up. And no icing here as it goes back into the Retriever zone. Carmack back to set it up for Ojeda. Ojeda feeds it over to the other side. Schultz picked it up there. Tried to center it over to Stewartson. Stewartson couldn't get his shot away. Kept active by Skorsky as he sends it back. Schultz along the side of the net and a feet up front. Sortum almost got its way through to somebody, but now we got a 3-on-2 developing back the other way. Callahan sending over to Durkee. Durkee with a shot, and it doesn't make its way through to Drazen. We do apologize. We do have people in the way here selling raffle tickets. Apparently, it's some fundraiser here as the Dutchmen come in on the offside. Sortum is arguing that one. 8:47 left in the first period. 2-0 Dogs. Dogs are giving some good bite here in this first period to get a good start. They are unleashed, if you will. No. The puns don't get old when you're talking about the Dogs. Gotta love it. Dana Becker plays it from skate to stick, and he'll send it over to his partner on the other side, who's Nick Yost. Nick Yost tried to center it over to Upshaw, but it's kept in by the Dutchman. Here comes an opportunity now, as it's Stam with it. Stam feeding it over to an open wing on the other side, but back there to pick it is Upshaw. Upshaw tapped it back to Yost. Yost didn't see it coming, so he slipped. Now with it is Radanovic. Radanovic trying to feed it to the front. They score! Oh, boy. Radanovic poked that one home. It's 2-1 Dogs. The Dutchmen are trying to catch up as they cut the lead down by 1. 8:21 to go. Dutchmen get their goal on a squeaker as it just trickled its way past P.J. Carmack. Face off at center. One back by the Retrievers. Played up through the neutral zone and deflected in. I believe that's Naring that's out there, or Panther rather. Is that Panther? Okay, got it right. Okay, Drazen with it now. Drops it back for his defenseman. I believe it was Jimmy Black who tried to clear out. Finally, it's picked up by Sortum. Sortum coming back the other way. Sortum dropping it off over to Schultz. Schultz through the slot with a shot and a save by Carmack. Kept in by Schultz. Schultz to the top of the slot, takes a shot. The rebound almost gets picked its way through and saved by Carmack on that second rebound. He's being kept a little busy right now as they have 3 shots and already 1 goal on those 3 shots. As it's back in the Dutchman zone. Drazen has seen 11 shots and allowed 2 goals so far. As it's now the Dutchman coming through the neutral zone into the Retriever zone. Bad angle shot steered away by Carmack. As an opportunity up front almost gets deflected on as Ojeda had to steer that one up to the neutral zone. As it's picked up now by the Dutchman, sending it right back into the Dog zone. And it's going to be sent all the way to length of the ice. No icing as the Retrievers picked that one down the length of the ice, but the Dutchman had a chance to play. So the Dutchman back in their own zone. It's Conroy along the near boards. Conroy dropping it off over to Golden. Golden will dump it into the Retriever zone to the near side. Back there to play it is Averona. Averona's feed to the front is cut off by Morgan. And it's played up along the far boards by Eric Becker. Eric Becker's clearing attempt doesn't get out as it's kept in deep into the far corner by the Dutchman. Picking it up now is Golden. Golden with it now. It's being pressured by Eric Becker as he sweeps a pass back, and it looks like it's Ojeda that's going to pick it up and send it back into the neutral ice. Linesman gets in the way as it's popped back in. Taylor Morgan sends it up high and into the glass and almost shoots the referee in the head. Oh, my goodness. It's getting violent out there, folks. Eric Becker with an out, turns around, tries to sweep it out, but it's kept in by the Dutchman yet again as it's poked in by Kisade. And here comes a chance for Stam. Stam being pressured hard by two retrievers. Kisade trying to help him out, but it's going to be Taylor Morgan that will send it along the near boards. It's trying to pick it up with Harcharik. Harcharik couldn't get a hold of it. Point shot taken high and into the air and caught by Carmack. And that rough check up top by Eric Becker looked like it took out Colin Thompson. May have went knee to knee or something. It didn't look too clean, if you will, but he's a little slow to get up.
There's very live boards here at Hershey Park, and the pucks bounce off. I don't think the retrievers are doing it too well. They haven't adjusted yet.
This is why I need a color guy. Brian Schrems, you're fired if you don't come back and give me a response in the next 12 minutes. Nick Yost trying to set it up over to his defensive partner, Dana Becker, but it goes along the boards over to O'Connor. O'Connor's attempt to get it out was foiled by Stewartson. Stewartson feeding over to Sordom. Sordom stops at the goal line, sends it up top to the point, but it's Corey Conti that wasn't there to pick it up as it went all the way down into the Dutchman zone. Conti back to play it behind Drazen. Sends it up all the way into the neutral zone as it was Schultz that picked it up, and it was sent back in by Yost, and Yost got sent on to his keister. Now he's slow to get up here as Durkee centering it over to O'Connor. O'Connor in the slot. Try to wrangle it down, and he'll try to feed it up front, but Durkee with a shot, and it goes high and into the near corner and above the cage. Now the Dutchmen are trying to feed it out. Stewartson dropped it off over to Schultz. Now they're back in the neutral zone, and it looks like Schultz got taken out by his own man, and that was Sordom. But now we're going to have a penalty coming up to the Retrievers. See, the penalty box door was opening up for the Dutchmen. They must have recognized that they were actually doing something wrong, but in fact they got the wrong guy. It's going to be Callahan that's going to the box. Not sure what for just yet, but there's 9:33 left on the, or 5:33 rather, on the clock. Left here in the first period. Dogs are up 2-1. We have two penalties on the clock right now. 21 on the side of the home team. They don't have a 21 on their roster, but they do have a correct penalty up on the board for Callahan. All right, so that 21 penalty is going to be taken away and off the clock. They have some old school scorekeeping here. I mean, uh-oh. Now it looks like there's two penalties being called here. We have, I'm slightly confused. It looks like it's O'Connor that's going to be going to the box as well. So 5-on-3 for 2 minutes. There's a lot of confusion here. Dana Becker is getting the information. Looks like Dana Becker is telling the coaching staff that Dutchmen have the referees in their back pocket. 5-on-3 for the next 2 minutes. Not sure why. We'll get the PA address in just a few seconds' time. Just be patient with us. Face-off won by the Retrievers momentarily, but taken back by Skorsky. Skorsky goes D to D. But Dewan with it now. Actually, that's Black. Sorry. It's Skorsky back to Black. Black at the top of the circle. Feeds it down low over to Sordom. Sordom with a pass over to Skorsky. Skorsky trying to get a shot away, but it's tipped out by Ojeda through center. Back to pick it up is Jimmy Black. Hooking and tripping, both called on the same whistle. What a surprise. Jimmy Black takes it in deep down by the goal line along the far boards. Sordom winds up, fakes a shot. Skorsky with a shot, pad save, the rebound, they score. The Dutchmen just tied it up on a power play goal. On the far side, Carmack just couldn't get back in time. He made a nice save on the near side of the post, cutting off the short side, but off the rebound, they popped it home, and it's tied at 2 with 4:58 left here in the first period. So the Dutchmen come back, answering the two Retrievers goals with two of their own. Back in across the blue line along the near boards is O'Connor. O'Connor behind the goal line trying to set it up for somebody, but it's not going to be picked up by anybody there because, well, they're shorthanded. Durkee keeping it along the blue line, and he'll chop it in. Retrievers tag up. It's O'Connor that's being the low guy here, pinching in deep in the Dutchman zone. Taking it out now are the Dutchmen. Dutchmen are flying through the neutral zone as Kisade just got shot down and checked into the boards. Retrievers back to recover it in their own zone, but it's turned over to Stam. Stam with it now. Stam trying to look for somebody out front to play it to, but Yost is playing nicely on these guys with a lot of pressure here as Schultz has it now. Schultz sending it up top. Kept in by Thompson with a bad angle shot here, or actually it was a shot from the near side. Carmack made a save, and 2 whistles resulted of that. It was a point shot from Conti that went all the way through to Carmack. Carmack opted to hold on, but poking away were the Dutchmen, but the referee still blew it a couple of times. You know, if he was going to really stay consistent on calling as many penalties as he has, he would have called something there on the Dutchmen. Little extracurriculars after the whistles, I don't agree with. When you're attacking a goaltender, if you're a forward for the team that the goaltender's being attacked, you'd go at those guys. That's all I got to say. Cleared all the way down to Drazen. I don't even know what I just said. Thompson with it now behind Drazen, as I'm just bambling on here. You got 30 seconds left on the power play for the Dutchmen. It's Callahan that's sitting in the box. O'Connor was one that was released. Alex Post putting a little pressure on these guys as they're trying to work out something here for the last 20 seconds of this power play. Up top, Sortum feeding over to Thompson, over to Conti. Conti back over to Sortum, and it's going to be shot in by Thompson. Thompson's shot goes just off the side as it's kept in along the near corner. And you got 10 seconds left on Callahan's penalty. As the Retrievers are trying to kill some time here as it's Rafferty trying to pin his man up along the boards with the puck. 3 seconds to go here in the power play. And now we're going to be back to full strength. 5-a-side hockey with 3:30 to go here in the first period. We're all tied up at 2 as Conti has it back in his own zone. Conti being chased by Harcharek. Harcharek pushing Conti into his own man. Back there was Thompson. Sent along the far boards over to Conroy. Conroy leading the charge out. Turned over as falling was a Dutchman player. Durkee taking in. He's got Harcharek up front with a bad angle shot. Drazen has to make the save. The rebound goes behind the cage. Harcharek with a wraparound attempt. Saved by Drazen as he stick that one aside. And now picking it up going back the other way is Radanovic. Radanovic feeding it into the Retriever zone. Carmack back to play it. He sticks it away from Radanovic, who goes crashing into the boards thanks to the help of Ojeda. Retrievers trying to push through the neutral zone into the Dutchman zone. That's Taylor Morgan pushing up high, leaves it off to O'Connor. O'Connor trying to put it to the front. He has to pick it up behind the goal line into the near corner. O'Connor feeds it up top over to Ojeda. Ojeda with a shot and it goes wide, way wide. He's definitely counting on a deflection. 2:40 to go here in the first period. We're all tied up at 2. O'Connor trying to get around Skorsky. Skorsky looked like he had a hold on his stick, and I think I heard some holding chirps coming from the bench. O'Connor with it now behind the goal line. O'Connor turns it over to Skorsky. Skorsky feeding it over to the far side, over to a waiting Radanovic. Radanovic feeds it out over to Kissaday. Kissaday across the blue line. Kissaday centering feed to Stam, doesn't get through. As back to pick it up along the near boards is Durkee, who feeds it through center over to O'Connor. O'Connor could pick it up cleanly. As coming back the other way is Averona. Averona takes a shot. Blocker saved by Carmack with a butte as it's in the near corner. Durante trying to free it as we got 4 players in there, 2 from each team. As it's popped into the air, caught out of the air by Jimmy Blake at the blue line, keeps it in. Retrievers trying to get it away from the front of Carmack as O'Connor will take it up at the blue line. He'll put it high and into the air and into the Dutchman zone right on Drazen. So they're going to get a change, no icing, with 1:50 to go here in the first period. Tied at 2. Dutchman clearing it all the way back into the Retriever zone. Back to fetch it is Dana Becker in the far corner. He tries to clear it past Stewartson. Stewartson keeps it in, gives it over to Conroy. Conroy couldn't get it past Nick Yost. Nick Yost couldn't get through, as now he's got it back behind his goal line as the shot went wide. Nick Yost coming through his own slot, sends it up over to Upshaw. Upshaw at the red line. Upshaw across the blue line. Upshaw puts it into the near corner. Drazen back to play it as he sticks it up high and into the glass and all the way around the horn. Rothschild and I believe on that side is Durante. Durante keeping it in along the near boards. Upshaw in that battle as well. 1:13 to go here in the first. Tied at 2. The Dutchmen finally clear it all the way back into the Retriever zone, and back there to pick it up is Kevin Ryder. Ryder at the red line. Dumps it in easy over to Rothschild. Rothschild trying to get to the puck. His centering feed to Durante in the slot doesn't get through. And now coming back the other way are the Dutchmen. 1 minute to go in the first period. Stam comes to the outside and he takes a shot and it goes wide of Carmack into the far corner. Kept in by Schultz at the blue line. Schultz winds up, takes a shot and it's deflected wide of Carmack. Sortum keeping it active for the Dutchmen. Over to Schultz. Schultz over to Conti. Conti with a long distance shot. Stick saved by Carmack. Rebound. Goes behind the goal line. Back there to pick it up with Stam. Stam tried to play it off into the front. Schultz puts it up top to Thompson. Thompson steers it in along the near boards over to Sortum. Sortum takes out Rafferty in the process. Now it's over to Schultz. Schultz with a backhand shot. He gets caught up in the skates of Ryder. 20 seconds to go here in the first period. As it's swept in behind the goal line, back over to the far side, over to Stam. Stam trying to draw a penalty off of Rafferty, but he won't get it. Rafferty going into the boards with Sortum. And it's fed up along the far boards and swept all the way the length of the ice down to Drazen. 10 seconds to go. No icing. As a home run pass over to Sortum up at the far blue line. Rafferty takes him out. Rafferty's a lot shorter than him, and he took him out on the boards. But guess what? That's how this first period will end, with a score of 2-2 after the Retrievers had a 2-0 lead just 7 minutes into the opening frame. Well, with that being said, we're going to take it to an intermission break here, and we're going to rejoin you in just a few moments' time. Thank you for tuning in here on Ustream.tv. Hopefully the feed will stay up for the rest of the game. You didn't miss much during that little break, so stay tuned as we're going to get the intermission for the next 15 minutes going here, and we'll see you back here on. All right, welcome back, everybody. Second period just coming up in a second here. We're all tied up at 2. Goals coming for the Retrievers from Durante and Callahan, both even strength goals, and one of the goals for the Dutchmen was on a power play, and the other one was even strength. And I couldn't tell you if I wanted to who scored those goals, but there was a scoring change, as I heard in the intermission, but I barely heard it. The PA address is not as loud as the music, unfortunately. But with that being said, second period coming your way in just a few seconds' time. Shot clock says 14-9 in favor of the Retrievers. Not too shabby. So they're putting the pucks to the net. But the issue that is really problematic for this team is clearing out the front of their own net. And that's what resulted in those 2 goals. Unfortunately, one of them being on a 5-on-3. There's not much you can do about that. But aside from that, the even strength goal, they just couldn't clear it out in front of the net. The defensemen were just kind of discombobulated in front of the net, and Carmack just couldn't see things through. He made the initial pad save, and then it got kicked out into the top of the crease and was fished its way through. But nobody's clearing the front of the net. So they need to play more of a physical game because this is a bigger team. These guys are bigger guys. I mean, you got guys on the team that are 6'2" without skates. You got players that are 6'1", 6'3", 6'2", 6 foot, 6 foot, 6'3". I mean, across the board, this is a taller, meatier team. I mean, they're so nice they even put their weight on their website. So you got a guy that's 205, 235, 220. These guys are big guys, and that's not counting the equipment. So when you get banged into by one of these guys, if you're a guy like Rafferty, you're going to take a lot of the hit. And so these guys got to stand up, start returning the physical favors over to the Dutchmen, and play the game. Just play the game and play physical hockey and clear out the front of the net. Those are the 2 bottom lines that these guys need to use in their favor going in to this second frame. So the boys are coming back onto the ice now as we speak. And the second period will be starting up momentarily. Brian Mersman heckling in the stands as usual. I can't even talk tonight. The music, I know I need to put on headphones or something. He got his little girlfriend here with him tonight? Oh, Brian Mersman. Macking it in the stands. That's pizza number 2 for him, but none for her. No, he hasn't bought her a pizza. Oh, no, she's eating the pizza. We're giving you play-by-play on Mersman feeding his girlfriend pizza. What a gentleman. All right, so the Retrievers are going to be shooting down to my right. They're going to have the long change in this period. As we're going left to right on your radio dial. As in to take the face-off is Sortum and Durkee. Durkee wins that draw somehow. Not so cleanly, but it goes all the way back into the near corner over to Dana Becker. Dana Becker gets it away from Stewartson. Stewartson taking him out hard with a body check. Ouch, that looked like it hurt. Right now, the Dutchmen got the Retrievers trapped in their own zone. With it now is Schultz. Schultz just gets knocked back the other way by Dana Becker. Nice crushing hit. As now it's trapped along the boards. Schultz pulling away with it now, and it's chopped away by the stick of O'Connor. Or it's Durkee, rather. Durkee gaining some speed, takes a shot, and it goes wide. Back into the near side is O'Connor. O'Connor up to Dana Becker with a shot. It goes wide, and it goes between the legs of both Conti and Durkee. As now it's coming out through the neutral zone. Sortum gets it poked away by Yost, but he'll pick it up again. Take a bad angle shot. Nice glove save by Carmack as he'll opt to hold on with just 19:17 to go here in the second period. We're all tied up at 2, folks. One of the goals is a power play goal, of course, as I said, for the Dutchmen, and another one even strength. Both of the goals for the Retrievers were even strength goals from Callahan and Durante. Not necessarily in that order. The first goal came from Durante, then Callahan. They had a 2-0 lead, and then they went down to 2-2. I'm sorry? Callahan's goal was a power play. Thank you. What would I do without you? I forgot about that. I know. I need a color guy. Eric Becker across the blue line into the Dutchman territory. Skorski's there to pick it up. He'll try to squeeze it around to the other side over to Black. Black will pick it up along the far corner. Gives it over to Kissaday. Kissaday gets checked hard by Ryder, but it's picked up by Radanovic. Radanovic pushes it into the far corner, but Eric Becker's back there to play, but he turns it over to Black with a shot, and it goes off of Carmack, and the rebound just goes wide of the net into the near side. And Hartchark plays it up, and it looked like there was a late hit there. Here comes a shot from the point, deflected on the rebound. It goes right into Carmack, but it goes wide of the net. Oh, my goodness. And it looks like we got some extracurriculars here now, as now the Retrievers are going to get caught, but they absolutely missed everything else in between. The Retrievers were being battered around like rag dolls, and then when the Retrievers do something back, they get caught, so Rafferty's going to sit for 2. That's an abomination. 18:34 to go here in a second. The Retrievers are down a man for the next 2 minutes. Ben Rafferty serving his 3rd penalty of the year. Not a guy that you would typically see in the penalty box, to say the least. Or getting a roughing penalty, yeah. He's the smallest guy on the team. Off into the near side. Taylor Morgan picks it up, sweeps it up, but it's kept in at the point by Thompson. Thompson keeping it down low. Sends it over to Golden. Golden sends it back the other way behind the goal line over to the far side. Ojida's going to get there, and he'll stick it up along the boards, and trying to clear it was O'Connor. O'Connor couldn't get it cleared out, but it's back along the goal line along the side of the net. An attempt to feed it out front was foiled as Carmack had his stick tight on that one. Morgan will wind up centered around the horn, but it's kept up top momentarily by Thompson, but he turns it over. Now Durkee trying to break for a breakaway there, but he almost had it. Now back to pick it up on the far side. O'Connor with a shot that goes off the blocker of Drazen, and it's going to come all the way into the neutral zone. Durkee does a nice job of poking that away to Taylor Morgan. Taylor Morgan fishes it out into the neutral zone. Coming back the other way. Nice hit! Oh, Durkee laying the boom on his check there as it was DeJuan. As the Retrievers are now trapping it inside the Dutchman zone, shorthanded with 1 minute to go on. Rafferty's penalty with 17:36 to go here in the second period. We're all tied at 2. O'Connor in the near corner turns it over as it was poked away by Schultz. Schultz along the far side of the boards, comes out to the red line, to the blue line, comes in, takes his shot, and he scores! Nick Schultz gets the Dutchmen their first lead of the game on a power play goal. That's 2 power play goals for the Dutchmen as they're lighting the lamp early on here in the second period. 17:24 to go in the second. The Dutchmen are in the lead for the first time tonight. Wow-wee-wah. Face-off won by the Retrievers. Coming back the other way is Hartchark. Hartchark with a shot, and it goes high and into the glove of Drazen. He looked like he had a little trouble handling that one, but he gloves it down, and he'll hold on. Shortham getting the assist on that one. So I got to modulate that thing a little bit better and get a lot of reverberation feedback on that PA address. It's annoying. Got to check my hearing before I leave here. Alex Poston to take the draw. The face off to the right of Drazen. Retrievers lose that draw as Kissaday wins it back over to Black. Black behind Drazen. Sends it over to the far side, over to Stam. Stam trying to center it, but it's picked off by Eric Becker. Eric Becker's pass gets turned over as he was trying to feed it up over to Hartchark. Hartchark couldn't pick it up, but then it's turned over by Radanovic back into the Retriever zone. Dana Becker and Yost playing a little catch, a little dangerous catch as Kissaday was in there deep trying to poke it away from Dana Becker, but now it's going to be a cross-ice feed over to the near side, over to Eric Becker across the line. Tries to center it out front for Yost, who's breaking in through the slots of the net. Here comes a shot from the bad angle, sticked away by Drazen. Kept in up top by Dana Becker, who sends it down all the way behind the cage, and Drazen back there to set it up for Skorski. Back the other way now is Black. Black coming across the red line, dumps it into the Retriever zone off of the linesman. He looked like he socked one in the gut. Post didn't get the pass from Dana Becker as it was errantly thrown into the neutral zone. Skorski trying to pick it up. Or actually, it was not Skorski. It was DeJuan. DeJuan got taken out, and the Retrievers come in on the offsides as they try to rush back the other way. 16:15 to go here in the second period. Dutchmen up 3-2. For all the latest news, recaps, and stats on the Retrievers, check out UMBCIceHockey.com. Also check out the Coach's Corner and the bloggings and all sorts of broadcast information on UMBCRetrieversHockey.blogspot.com, or go to the Multimedia tab and check out Coach's Corner link on the UMBC Ice Hockey main page. You can follow us on Twitter. UMBC Ice Hockey is the Twitter name. Neutral zone battle now as the Dutchmen are trying to come back the other way, as it was Golden who dumped it in, but back to pick it up was Eric Becker, or Rothschild rather. Those numbers kind of blend together. But back in the near corner is Gadula with it. Gadula feeding it over to the other side to Ryder. Ryder wasn't expecting it. Now Golden has it. Golden gets pinched along the boards by Ryder. And now along the side of the net is Conroy. Conroy trying to feed it out front, but he's got a retriever on him, and I believe that's Gadula that's doing some fine work there. Puck cleared past Conti and all the way down the length of the ice. No icing as it goes back to Drayton as he sets it up to Averona. Sent out into the neutral zone. Nick Schultz coming back. He's got the leading goal now for the Dutchmen. Takes a shot. Glove saved by Carmack. He'll hold on as Surdam was right in front trying to cause a little bit of a scene and obstruction, but Carmack saw through him and gloved it down. 15:28 to go in the second. Beautiful facility here at the Hershey Park Arena. This is the old arena where the Hershey Bears used to play. Now they play at the Giants Center just in front of it in Hershey Park. But this place was built in the 20s from what I understand. A lot of history in this building. There's a shot taken from the point from Skorsky. Gets deflected through, but Ojeda will slow it down. And now it's Callahan with it along the far side. He'll put it high and into the air. No icing as it's gloved down by Skorsky in the Dutchman zone as he clears it out through neutral zone to Stewartson. Stewartson over to Surdam. Surdam across the line. Stops at the top of the blue line along the near side. Tries to cross-ice pass it over to a breaking winger Stewartson, but he couldn't pick it up. Nick Schultz just got tossed around like a rag doll. Retrievers are starting to play back that physical game, but they got to be careful. Coming back the other way, Durkee leaves it to O'Connor. O'Connor with a shot, and he gets sticked aside by Drazen. Goes right on. There's a nice hard check there as Ojeda pinched in low to take out his man. So it was Skorsky. Here comes a feed to the front. Callahan with a shot, and it goes off the side of the net. And we're calling for no change here as the net was knocked off. As it was knocked loose. It almost looked like it wasn't knocked loose until the referee dramatically threw it back. Just in case nobody was looking. It was actually off, I swear to God. Face off to the right of Drazen. Durkee in to take the draw against Surdam. Looks like Surdam might get tossed if he doesn't come in right this time. And they'll let him go as the Retrievers win the draw over to O'Connor. O'Connor up top over to Morgan. Morgan back down low over to O'Connor along the near boards. O'Connor getting pressure there, and he's going to turn the puck over as it's coming back the other way. It's Stewartson. Stewartson dumps it into the near corner as the Dutchmen are going to go off on a change as taken out into the boards. Radanovic takes out his man, and I believe that was Ojeda on that. So now there's a pass to the center. O'Connor couldn't handle. Morgan back up high there trying to wrangle it down. And finally it's picked up by Durkee, and Durkee takes out his man in the process. Radanovic's getting banged around a little bit. Durkee throwing the body around tonight. Dumped back into the retriever zone to the far side. Ropes around the boards over to the near side. Ojeda feeds it over to Callahan. Callahan gets taken out into the boards. And it's a side angle shot by Stam that goes behind the net as he tries to feed it out front. Nobody there to pick it up. Now the Retrievers are going to come back the other way. It's a cross-ice pass over to the near side over O'Connor. O'Connor drops off to Durkee. Durkee with a shot, and it gets deflected wide and behind the cage. Back there to pick it up. Other Retrievers, O'Connor. O'Connor, cross-ice pass to the opposite point. It's Dana Becker with a shot, and it gets stuffed, but he gets a rebound off the... They score! Rob Durkee! Happy Thanksgiving. A little late for Rob Durkee, putting the Retrievers into a tie, 3-3. 13:39 left here in the third. It's a 3-3 game now. As Carmack gets a little snow in the glove for Durkee. He says, pound it, buddy. Thanks for that. We do apologize for the cutout there in case you missed it. Rob Durkee just put in a goal there on Ustream. You guys missed it. We do apologize. The internet is not reliable here, but thanks for sticking with us tonight. You can check out the replay of the goal on fasthockey.com when we upload it tomorrow. So it's all tied up at 3 now, folks. We do apologize. Durkee getting the goal. Retrievers pinching it out into the neutral zone. Picked up by the Dutchman, sent right back into the far corner of the Retriever zone. Back to chase it is Dana Becker as he's got 2 Dutchmen there. Oh, and he just stands up his man, Matthew Conroy. He'll never forget Dana Becker. Eric Becker coming across the blue line. Comes up to the top of the slot. Draws back, takes a shot off the goal post, rebound. He scores! Drew Hartsharek makes it 4-3 Retrievers. Hardy Hartsharek puts it in. The Retrievers regain the lead. Oh, my goodness. Merry Christmas. This crowd has been stymied by that goal as they were just excited to see their team go up by 1 goal, 3-2, but now the Retrievers answer right back, making it 4-3 off of Durkee and Harcharik, one after the other. My goodness. 34 seconds apart. Thank you, timekeeper, color analyst, Sean Hoppy. Retrievers trying to get it out of their own zone, and finally it's pinched out to Thompson. Thompson chips it back in, delayed offside. Dutchmen tag up, back behind the cage. With it now is, I believe that is Ryder, if I'm not mistaken. And Ryder sends it up along the near boards, and just a bit offside was Alex Post as he was just a step or two ahead of himself. What an exciting game here as it's 4-3 Dogs. They regain the lead. They lost the lead. That close? Yeah, about 2 feet on that offsides. And we still got wooden seats back behind these, behind the goals. Actually, the lower bowl is brown wooden seats. Then you got gold plush seats and then blue hard seats. Then you got these golds up in the upper bowls. I love this arena. It's got a real rustic, authentic kind of hockey feel. Reminds me of Slapshot. Tiles on the ceiling, yeah. We got to watch out for those during the game. As it's cleared back into the Retriever zone as they were offside. Dutchmen tag up. The Retrievers back behind their own cage. Cross ice feed through center. Over to Rothschild. Rothschild over to Upshaw. Upshaw comes in, takes a shot. Drazen to save the rebound. The Dutchman cleared aside, and Thompson will knock off his own net as he was pushed in. A little rough action here in the near corner as Upshaw is doing a little battle with a couple of Dutchmen. So he had Kissaday, and I believe that was Radanovic as well inside the scrum. A lot of excitement here tonight, as we do have a good crowd, a healthy crowd on hand, if you will. I mean, it's not going to fill up the, what is this, about 20,000 capacity? Or maybe 10? Somewhere around 12,000. But we have a few hundred, I'm guessing. For those that are listening, I may be exaggerating. I'll hit it with a shot from the point. Blocker saved by Drazen. Kept in by Rothschild along the goal line, down low. Sends it over to the opposite side, over to Durante. Durante gets it stripped away from him by Conti. Conti will backhand it over to Stam. Stam loses it as it's Durante doing battle along the far boards. He gets taken out by Stam in the process. And now Thompson with it in his own zone will send it all the way through center, but it's chopped down by Ojeda. Ojeda across the blue line. He's in good. Boy, Rothschild just got out right in time. Thompson with a long and around his own goal. Almost put it in past Drazen. Wow, that was a close call. And it's knocked out as Taylor Morgan gets a little elbow there from Kissaday. No call. Coming in along the near side inside of the Retriever zone is Radanovic. He gets swept out by Ojeda. We got a frustrated Thompson going to the bench on a change for the Dutchman. High pass all the way through center, but it's picked up by Skorsky, who sends it D to Black. Black having a little trouble handling it right now as he sends it back to Skorsky in front of his own cage. Back along the near boards, over to Averona. Averona across the blue line. Comes to the top of the circle, takes a shot, goes off the shin pad of Ojeda into the far corner. Taylor Morgan gets checked out. Interference big time. He did not even come close to that puck. No call. Unbelievable. Home job. That's what we call it in our language. As it's swept out in front, a dangerous play there as Golden almost had a golden opportunity to bank it home. As it's swept out and picked out of the air and into the neutral zone, as it's Jimmy Black who pushes it back in. Referee helped him out there as Durkee tried to sweep it out, but it's kept in up top with a shot. And a delayed offside stops Matthew Conroy's shot from counting. They better take that shot back. They got 20-15 up there, but I know in my heart that it's actually 20-14. They did count that as a shot. No? Did they take it down?
Never put it up.
It flashed for a second. It never went up. So 20-15 is your shot count in favor of the Retrievers. Sean Hoppy keeping me on my toes. Inside the Retriever, or in the neutral zone rather, Skorsky sending it high and into the air into the near corner. Seardom tried to get it. Yost tucked him out into a check, but it's not out. Here comes a shot. It gets deflected wide into the far corner, as it was a point shot taken by Skorsky that almost made its way through. And the Retrievers are going to get caught for icing on this one. They haven't done that in a while. As the faceoff's going to come up to the right of Carmack with 10:23 left in the second period. Dogs are up 4-3. We do apologize for the cutting in and out of the broadcast this evening. The internet, we're stealing it. We're hijacked somebody's internet. Whoever's called Hershey, we're taking their internet. We thank them in advance before this game's over, unless they cut it off completely. Then you're all in the dark. Follow us on Twitter. UMBC Ice Hockey is the Twitter name in case we do cut out. Fed along the boards back behind Carmack. Retrievers trying to get it out. Now we're going to have a high sticking call as Nick Yost got caught. as he had his stick up high on Stam, who was coming around the boards. If anything, it was incidental contact where he raised his arms up and got the stick caught up in the cage. But you know what? Incidental contact or not, they're going to call high sticking either way.
He's tangled up with the other player.
What's that?
He's tangled up with another player in the corner.
Oh, yeah. That's typically how it goes, right?
Oh, yeah. It's always how it goes. We never do anything wrong. We never do anything wrong.
Okay. We got a biased color commentator up here. And, of course, a biased play-by-play guy, too. But this is some great hockey tonight. Definitely a different score compared to what we saw last week. Last week, the Retrievers won 3-1, and it's 4-3, and we're just halfway through the second period. Quite an incredible game so far. Back-and-forth goals, power play goals aside. Everybody's got some special teams going on for them as the Retrievers are on a penalty kill for the next 2 minutes. As now it's Harcharek shorthanded here on a break one-on-one. He'll draw it off into the near corner. Centering feed up front. Takes a shot. Oh, to draw some iron as O'Connor puts it up high on Drazen. Now the Dutchmen are going to try to come back the other way. It's a shorthanded opportunity there as O'Connor did a fine job as he got away with one there. I'll give him that. We never do anything wrong, according to Hoppy, but O'Connor got away with a trip there. No call. Kissaday back with it in his own zone, going all the way back to Thompson. Thompson centering it up to Conti. Conti through center, comes across the blue line. Conti getting tied up by Durkee. Nice little pick-away poke check there. I believe that was O'Connor that poked it away before the shot came through. Schultz takes a shot and it goes wide of the net. He had it perfectly lined up in the slot as it's cleared up all the way down the length of the ice by Taylor Morgan. Drazen out to play it in the near corner. Drazen with a feed. Oh, dangerously thrown it front to Thompson. Durkee almost put that one home. If you had wrangled that one down. 1 minute to go on the power play for the Dutchmen. Nick Schultz coming across the blue line. Nick Schultz to the top of the slot. Tries to deke it around a couple of Retrievers. Drops it over to Stewartson. Stewartson back there to play it back. He turns it over to a Retriever, and I believe that was Ojeda that sent it down the length of the ice to Drazen. Drazen being challenged by Alex Post, but he got it away in time. Skorsky sending it up along the far boards over to Sortum. Sortum to Stewartson. Stewartson to the top of the circle over to Skorsky. Skorsky turnaround shot. The save. Carmack doesn't know where it is as he falls onto it, and we see it as he raises his keister. With 8:48 to go here in the second period. 37 seconds left on Yost's penalty. 4-3 Dogs lead. Carmack doing what he can in net with the help that he's got. Post to take the draw against Sortum. Face off to the left of Carmack. Face off won by the Retrievers. Rafferty with it in the near corner. Gets checked into the boards by Stewartson as it's sent all the way around the horn. Skorsky keeps it at the hash marks. Sends it down to Sortum. Sortum dekes out Ryder, but he can't get around Rafferty. Rafferty giving him some trouble. Now he breaks free. Sortum with it now. Sends it up top to Black. Black at the top of the near side of the point. Sends it over to Sortum along the boards. Sortum back over to Black. Black sends it over to Skorsky on the other side. Skorsky on the far side. Down towards the hash marks. Over to Stewartson. Back to Black. Black over to Sortum. Sortum in a circle. Takes a shot. Goes way wide of the net. And Skorsky can't get there in time to keep it in at the blue line on the far side as it goes all the way back to the Dutchman zone. And Yost is about to rejoin his team on the ice for some 5-on-5 hockey with 8 to go here in the second period. Dogs up 4-3. Drawn back into the far corner of the Retriever zone. Having a little trouble with it is Ryder, but Ryder turns around, sends it all the way down the ice. Here comes a breakaway chance for Post. Alex Post comes in, takes a shot, and it goes wide of the net. He had to take it on the bad angle shot because he had 2 Dutchmen in the front. Long toss on by Dana Becker goes wide, and it's picked up and sent down into the Retriever zone by Golden. Back to catch up with it is Rafferty. Rafferty behind Carmack. Rafferty getting pressured a little bit there by Golden. He sends it up along the boards on the far side of Dana Becker. Dana Becker gets checked as he sends it out to the neutral zone, and it's cleared right back in by Thompson. Back to play it. Well, they're offside right now. They don't even realize it. Now they tag up. Dutchman coming back in. Now it's Golden putting a little pressure on there. This pass by Upshaw bobbles its way somehow to Durante. Durante sending a high lofting shot into the corner. Picked up by Upshaw. Upshaw trying to drop it back to Rothschild, but back there to pick it up was Golden. But now it's clearing attempt kept in by Yost. Yost tries to shoot it in, keep it in, but Stam actually deflects it off his shin pad and back over to the Retriever zone. Rothschild along the far boards, trying to clear it out as Dana Becker. Dana Becker doesn't know it's behind him. And now here comes a shot from the top of the circle with a save by Carmack as it somehow made its way through. The Retrievers finally trying to get it out. No, they can't get it out. So now we have 2 players tangled up. It was Stam tied up with Yost on the ice. Here comes a feed to the front. Kissaday couldn't find anybody in the front. Swimming down on the ice with Stam. I think he was trying to draw a penalty with that little swim move. Thompson with it at the red line. Tries to push it into the Retriever zone, but it's wrangled down by Rothschild, who gives it over to Yost. Yost comes in, takes a shot, and it goes just above the cage. And kept in up top by Upshaw. Upshaw trying to send it down low in the far corner. Intercepted in the slot by Upshaw. Upshaw tries to push it through. but the Dutchmen somehow clear it, and here comes Schultz. Schultz trying to get around Ojeda. Schultz to the front of the net, the shot, he scores! Nick Schultz ties it up with 6:20 to go here in the second period. We got a 4-4 hockey game as Nick Schultz just absolutely schooled Ojeda. Schultz gets his second of the game. This guy is turning into some sort of a hero for this Dutchman team. Apparently, there's a lost object somewhere on the ice. Actually, it's a big rut in the ice right inside the blue line to the Dutchman zone. Giant hole in the ice. Trying to fill it in with some snow now is Durkee. So we got a tie game with 6:20 to go here in the second period. Back and forth, back and forth. Dutchmen had their first lead earlier on in this period, and then the Retrievers answered back with 2 more to regain the lead, and now Nick Schultz ties it up yet again. Back and forth hockey. They're meeting it with some physical style hockey on the Retrievers' end, returning the favor to the Dutchmen. And now the Dutchmen just come back and totally schooled Ojeda. Was Nick Schultz who buried it past Carmack on the far side of the net. Tomorrow night, we do remind you that Penn State will be coming to Piney Orchards in Odenton, Maryland. So stop out tomorrow night, 8:30 p.m. start. If you can't make it to the game, tune in to Ustream.tv and FastHockey.com to either listen to or watch the game. We do encourage you to go to Fast Hockey since the proceeds do benefit both the team and the league. Face-off one, back by Sordum, over to Black inside of his own zone. Black going deep into his own zone, back over to Skorsky along the near side, over to Sordum. All right. Eric Becker got credit of the last Retrievers goal, so there you have it. So it wasn't Hartchark that got it. He got the assist on it, though. So Eric Becker got it. Taylor Morgan up at the top of the point, takes a shot, sticked aside by Drazen. The rebound goes off into the side, on the far side by the hash marks. Stewartson trying to clear it out, but he doesn't do so as Schultz has it now on the near side, tries to turn it away from Morgan. Morgan putting some good pressure on him right now. O'Connor there to help out. O'Connor trying to set it up along the boards. Morgan with a turnaround shot. Drazen to save the rebound. He'll hold on to it with 5:36 to go here in the second period. 4-4 score. And 7 years ago. On top of the stats right now, going into this game, is Drew Hartchark with 47 points. Right behind him is Alex Post with 41 points. Rob Durkee with 34 points. And Sean O'Connor with 29. Shane Callahan with 22. All that and more you can find on UMBCIceHockey.com. Check out their stats to keep on top of who's who in the dog world. Or in the dog pound, whichever way you look at it. Clearing it in is Averona. Averona gets it down low to Rafferty, who's back there to pick it up. Sends it along the horn over to the far side to Hartchark. Hartchark puts it in the air. Glove down momentarily, but turned over to Alex Post. 2-on-1 developing. Post comes in, takes a shot, and it goes wide. The rebound, backhand chance, almost stuffed on the near side here, on the short side by Eric Becker, as Rafferty just got schooled there. He tried to hit somebody, but he just bounced off. It was almost comical. As it's off in the nearest corner here in the Retriever zone. It's Rafferty with it now. Rafferty trying to get around a couple of Dutchmen. He'll do so successfully as it comes across the red line. Feeds it over to Hartchark with a shot to save the rebound. It's loose as he tries to send it up to Eric Becker. Eric Becker couldn't get a shot through as it's still live inside the Dutchman zone. Trying to chop it away is Averona, and finally he'll get his due, and it'll be cleared in by Ryan Sind. Sind, this has got to be his first and only shift we've seen in the last 2 games as he goes off on a change. Players congratulating him on what he did, and dangerous chance out front as Conti played it really close to Drazen through the crease as Durkee was down low to try to pop it through, but coming back the other way is Sordum. Sordum across the line, drops it over to Schultz. Schultz at the top of the circle, feeds to the front. When it almost got deflected through, but Carmack saw that in time, and he'll hold on. 4-4 game, 4:14 left here in the second period. I'm David Stearns coming to you from Hershey Park Arena in Hershey, Pennsylvania, home of the Lebanon Valley College Dutchmen. Historic arena, the Hershey Bears used to play here. They got a lot of banners hanging up. All their Calder Cup champions banners are hanging through the rafters, dating all the way back to 1946, 1947. How about that? Nick Schultz with it in the slot. He gets it poked away by a retriever who was O'Connor. O'Connor with it up at the red line. Can't control it as Jimmy Black pokes it back into the neutral zone. But now feeding it across the line is Rob Durkee. Durkee trying to break away from Sordum, but Sordum has a turnaround chance, and he'll clear it out into the neutral zone. Yost pops it in. but the Retrievers are offside. Callahan tags up and tries to pop it back in along the near boards. Now is Schultz. Schultz to the hash marks. He whips on a shot as he goes into the near corner. Trying to pick it away now is O'Connor. O'Connor feeds it over to, I believe that's Callahan. Now it's over to Yost, who's pinching up high. Jimmy Black will send it back the other way. Durkee picked up the red line. And now up at the blue line, O'Connor couldn't get a hold of it to pop it in. As now, standing up his man, Jaden Becker took down Surdam. Wow. Nice hard check. Was that? Might have been an elbow, but we never do anything wrong, right?
Never.
Exactly. So with it now, at the red line, getting crunched was Keith Lear. Keith Lear in his first shift of the game. Got crunched up there. He's got it now in the far corner of the Dutchman zone. Clearing attempt is successful as it goes all the way back to Yost, who's waiting back at his own blue line now. Yost sending it through the neutral zone, but it's turned over to Black. Here comes Black across the line with a shot. Easy save for Carmack with exactly 3 minutes to play in the second period. The New Jersey Hockey Classic returns this year. I believe it's on January 8th or January 9th, give or take a day or two. It's going to be at Middletown, New Jersey, once again at the Navesink Country Club. It's being hosted by, once again, the Rowan University Profs. This year's contender is not the UMBC Retrievers, but the Monmouth Icebergs, or Icehawks. There you go, Icehawks. So maybe they're hosting this year? Well, I think Rowan was...
Rowan is.
Yeah, Rowan is, yeah. All proceeds benefit the MS Society. As now the Retriever's going to get caught with an icing. But now it's going to be Durante that's going to get there in time. No icing. Durante with it now along the near boards. Upshaw trying to drop it back to somebody breaking in. Rothschild comes in. He throws a nice little hip check into Golden. But now coming back the other way. A shot taken by Sint goes off the blocker of Carmack behind the cage. It was a hip check. Well, it was kind of it's ankle check. But that's chipping. Clipping, sorry. With it now. Lear back in his own zone, turns it over to Durante. Durante coming across the blue line, lobs one into the near corner. Upshaw back there to give chase, and it's going to be Fritz who's out there for his first shift of the game. Second, thank you. You're keeping track, not me.
Fourth iron hair.
Well, his hair's long. You can recognize him. So Upshaw now trying to get it away from Surdam. He does so successfully, but it's picked back at the opposite blue line by Thompson, who sends it back over to the Retrievers' blue line. Surdam trying to find his stick. A nice little move there. Taylor Morgan. I don't know what happened there. He tried to... And Fritz is dropping the body around here. He's trying to prove his worth out there on the ice. Nicely done. Fritz with it now at the red line. Sends it over to the opposite side, over to Durante. Durante clears it in. Drazen has to slow it up. Upshaw having a little trouble staying on his feet. Back to play. It is Skorsky behind Drazen. Skorsky sends it over to Stewartson on the opposite side. Stewartson takes it out into the neutral zone. Stewartson's greeted by Alex Post, who's pinching in hard there. It's chipped away. Rafferty trying to poke it up ahead, but it goes back to Ryder behind Carmack. Ryder sending it over to the near side, over to Rafferty. Rafferty putting up along the boards, trying to clear it out, but it's kept in by Skorsky. Skorsky sending it in deep. Picked up by Radanovic. Radanovic turns it over as it's Harchark that's going to be in there to get it. So we have 1 minute and 15 left here in the second. 4-4 score. Cross ice feed over to Post. Post coming up to the top of the slot. Comes in, tries to get a shot away, and he does it the last second before he hits the goal line. It's saved by Drazen as it goes into the near corner. High clearing attempt by the Dutchman is successful. It's coming back the other way is Radanovic. Radanovic trying to get past Rafferty, but it's dropped over to Kissaday. Kissaday with a shot, and I see some iron, and it goes off the side of the cage into the near corner. Picked up now by, I can't tell who that is. That's Becker. Okay, Eric Becker's out there on the ice. Thank you. You can see those numbers better than I can. Over to Harchark, over to Post. Post comes in, takes a shot, the rebound. Left up front for Kissaday. Kissaday sweeps it away, and he'll sweep it out to the neutral zone. It's back to pick it up is Nick Yost. Yost back in his own zone, being chased by Radanovic. He gets away from him. He'll pull away to the blue line. Comes in, takes a shot, and it goes wide, and goes off on the top of the net, and it's gloved away by Drazen. Drazen had a swat at it because it almost rolled in behind him. What a funny bounce that was. But now he knocked the net off, and we're calling for delay of game here because he pushed that net off, and Coach Vogelai is definitely chirping for a delay of game because it looked intentional. I would have called it 20 seconds ago here in the second period. If I were still a referee, that would have been a call. 4-4 is your score here at the Hershey Park Arena. Lebanon Valley got a free change out of that? Good catch. Oh boy, that's not a good thing. Rules are being circumvented tonight. Let's audit these refs. Puck goes all the way down the ice and into the far corner of the retriever zone. Nick Yost back there to pick it up. They waved off the icing as Stewartson was back there. Oh, man. Nick Yost got an elbow. No call there as it comes into the far corner of the Dutchman zone, and time will expire. Second period over. We're all tied at 4. We're tied up again. First period, it was 2-2. Second period, it's 4-4. We got some chirping going on here, as it was Nick Yost that's contending about the elbow. Now he's challenging the Lebanon Valley team. Linesman is trying to push him off the ice, going back the other way. Callahan trying to go back at Lebanon Valley, so you throw an elbow, expect to hear it from the Retrievers. Oh, my goodness. The officiating has definitely been one-sided, I'll tell you that tonight, folks. So, hello and welcome back, everybody, to Retrievers Hockey here on Ustream.tv and FastHockey.com. I'm David Stearns coming to you from the Hershey Park Arena in Hershey, Pennsylvania, as we have a tied game 4-4 after 2 periods of play as the Retrievers are doing battle with the Lebanon Valley College Dutchmen. So an exciting second frame. We saw a lot of back and forth action. They come into the second period, tied 2-2, and then the Dutchmen get their first lead with a 3-2 on the power play. And it was Nick Schultz that turned into the hero, and then the Retrievers just answered back with just 2 more. And then the Dutchmen tied it up at 4. So quite an exciting frame of hockey. As we do remind you also tomorrow night, they do have a game against the Penn State Ice Lions at Piney Orchard in Odenton, Maryland. Oh, the lights have gone up, and here come the guys. The Dutchmen are first on the ice. Retrievers getting their last rights read to them if they don't come out and do some things, to say the least, in the third period. I kind of lost my train of thought there. I'm sorry. It happens. The Retrievers definitely are matching the physical play of the Dutchmen, and they're starting to, get more aggressive on their checking and their poke checking, their back checking. The only thing that they have to learn, though, is to keep out of the box, because the box has kind of put them in tough situations. And, the power play for Lebanon Valley tonight has been absolutely amazing. But granted, they had one of the power play goals on a 5-on-3 opportunity. So the Retrievers are going to look for their lucky breaks, but they may not have that in the cards because Lebanon Valley has had the officiating on their side the entire evening. They barely had a chance to go on a power play, but they do have a power play goal. It was Callahan's goal, if I'm not mistaken. It was on the power play. But we had the scoring change. Hartshard did not get credit for the goal. He got a assist for the goal that Eric Becker scored. And so there you have it. Mertzman does not have a piece of pizza for his girlfriend this period. I think he's got a pretzel this time. We're doing the play-by-play on Mertzman. No, he does not have a pretzel. He has Gatorade. I'm sorry. Brian Mertzman not dressed tonight. Trevor Miller is backing up PJ Carmack in case the call of duty is given. Carmack allowing 4 goals on 21 shots. Drazen allowing 4 goals on 23 shots. So both goaltenders not having the best of nights. Yeah, I guess the Retrievers don't want to close their own door from the dressing room, but the linesman will take care of that for them. And we got third period action just about to get underway here at the Hershey Park Arena in Hershey, Pennsylvania. The draw is won back by the Dutchmen. O'Connor trying to chip it away at the red line, but Schultz will chip it all the way back into the near side of the Retriever zone. Yost doing a little head fake with short end, but back in there pick it up is Stewartson, who sent it back over to Schultz. Schultz trips up Dana Becker, no call there. I'm kind of surprised. That was kind of obvious, if you will. But nobody's going to complain here because it's a home crowd for the Dutchmen, of course. So puck goes back into the Retriever zone. Dana Becker along the near boards. Backhand pass over to Yost, and Yost will tip it out into the neutral zone to Durkee. Durkee trying to deke around Schultz, but Schultz stripped him of the puck. He's got it back in the near corner of his own zone. Turned over at the top of the slot. O'Connor's got it. He drops it back over to Dana Becker. Dana Becker takes a long toss onto the net, and it goes deflecting wide into the near corner. Kept in Inactive by Yost, but he turns it over to a Dutchman. But clearing attempt's not out as a high teed-off shot by Callahan goes right into the glove of Drazen, and he'll hold on. Only 48 seconds gone by in this third period. We're all tied at 4. And tomorrow night, the Retrievers are going to have one more game before the Christmas break. And that is against the Penn State Ice Lions, who come to town at Piney Orchard Ice Arena. Join us there tomorrow night, or join us online on Ustream and on FastHockey.com. Kept active inside the Dutchman zone, trying to work his way to the front of the net is Eric Becker, who dumps it back over to Alex Post, but it's intercepted by Jimmy Black, who sends it high and into the glass, but the glass inside the bench and almost takes out the assistant coach. Obviously, he wasn't a goaltender. 19:01 to go here in the third period. 4-4 score. As it's kids' night out here at the game. Let's bring your kid to the hockey game. As it's taken back, one back by the Retrievers. Kept in by Ryder, but Ryder deflects it out, and it goes by Conroy's stick all the way down to the Retrievers zone. Back to play is Eric Becker, who turns it over in front. Oh, and he almost bobbles it through to Conroy. Conroy almost got a shot away. Well, actually, it bounced on Carmack and deflected wide. Retrievers trying to clear it out, but it's going to be played up over to Harcharik, who's coming across the neutral zone. Harcharik comes across the blue line. Harcharik to the near side, tries to deke around Jimmy Black. He gets away from him for a second, but coming in there help out is Conroy, but Harcharik still has it, and he'll dump it in back behind the cage, and Skorsky will pick it up, and he'll try to clear it out, but it's kept in by Morgan. Morgan's shot goes off a couple of Dutchmen, and it bobbles out into the neutral zone. And the Dutchman will dump it on the backhand into the Retriever zone as they'll go off and make a wholesale change. Cross-ice feed. Sent over to Harcharik. Harcharik centered it over to Alex Post. Alex Post at the top of the circle takes a shot, and it goes off. Kissaday, the rebound. He tries to stuff it home along the short side, but he couldn't get it in. Dutchman cleared out through neutral ice. Taylor Morgan will dump it right back in. Corey Conti back there to get it. Gives it over to Colin Thompson. Thompson back behind Drazen. Sends it up along the boards. Kissaday will pick it up as it was deflected through by Radanovic. As Kissaday has it now. Centering feed. Shot taken by Stam. Goes wide. Retrievers, a little backhand pass by Durante to Morgan. Morgan playing high, tries to bump his way past Kissaday. He'll clear it in, and Thompson opts not to pick it up. And a little deke there by Durante doesn't get through, as now the Dutchman will pick it up and take it back the other way. Across the red line is Kissaday. Kissaday along the near side, across the blue line. Takes a shot, goes off the glove and wide of Carmack. Kept in by Stam. Stam drops it over to Rothschild. Rothschild has it now. He'll drop it back into his own zone deep, and back there to pick it up is Taylor Morgan, who will slow things down. Dutchman finishing up a change. Cross pass now from behind the cage over to Rothschild. It was deflected through a couple of people. Rothschild going for the hit instead of the puck. But now he'll pick it up at the center of the neutral zone. Tries to get over to Durkee, but now it's turned back the other way to Stewartson. Stewartson across the line. Gets checked by Yost. Fed through to Schultz. Schultz trying to push it through. But Sturdam actually tried to pick it up himself, and it resulted in a turnover. Coming back the other way is Yost. Yost winds up, takes a shot, and it goes high and into the glass behind Drazen. Comes up to the top of the zone. Well, not so quite the top of the zone, but the middle of the zone. We do apologize for the obstructed view right now. We'll try to get this guy out of the way. Durkee trying to keep it in there, but it's played back to Skorsky. Skorsky clears it high and into the air, and Yost picks it up just to the side of the blue line. He gets checked from behind by Sturdam. No call, and we get a hand pass call instead. The referee is missing blatant calls, and he just doesn't like us. I'm hoping this father will sit down. We do apologize on Fast Hockey side. For those of you that are watching the recording of this, linesman checking to see if he has the winning ticket for the raffle, but he does not, so he'll opt to drop the puck instead. Face off to the right of Carmack. Face off one back by the Dutchman. Thompson takes a shot, deflected on, as it was off the stick of Averona in front, but the Retrievers will pick it up and try to go back the other way. Here comes Durkee. Durkee across the blue line. Durkee trying to work his way around the backhand shot, and it goes deflected wide by Raisin's stick. As now it's coming back the other way are the Dutchmen with Golden. Golden with it now. Tries to deke around. I believe that was Ryder. And he kind of high-sticked him in the process, but he was falling down, so I don't know if that counts, but whatever. We're just looking for any straw we can grab here. Corey Conti back in his own zone. Sends it along the near boards to Thompson. Thompson deflected it up to Stam, and Stam will play it through the neutral zone. He'll go 1-on-2. Somebody's back there to trail, and that's Kissaday. As he gets taken out, Rafferty takes down Stam. Stam with a backhand pass on his bottom there, but gets to the Retrievers instead. To the near side, Callahan will dump it in. Drazen to play it. Drazen setting it up along the boards over to Stam. Stam's cross-ice pass over to Kissaday. Kissaday across the blue line. He's got 4 Retrievers to beat. He'll take a shot, and he'll go wide with that shot as Kevin Ryder knocked him on his backside. Eric Becker loses control of the puck, turns it over to front. And Stam will play it back to the front. Kissade tried to pass it up over to Radanovic in the slot, but his shot couldn't get through. Coming through center now is Eric Becker. Eric Becker comes to the top of the slot, takes a shot, easily sticked aside by Drazen. Back to pick it up now is Jimmy Black. Black gaining speed. He'll jump it in, he'll get checked, and he'll go off on a change. Carmack will have to leave it off to the side to Ojeda, but Ojeda loses the race to Surdam. Surdam tries to do a backhand shot onto Carmack, and Surdam gets tossed in to Carmack. And we'll have a stoppage of play as the net went flying. 15:04 left here in the third period. 4-4 score. The natives are getting restless, but I don't think it has anything to do with the game. I think it has to do with a lot of unruly kids. I mean, they're kids in the stands, not the kids on the ice. Face-off coming up to the right of Carmack. What's that? We just got a free change. All right, good. See, everybody gets one. Isn't that what Peter Parker says? Cross-ice pass with it now. That's Fritzy. Fritzy sending it along the near boards. Try to get it over to Durante. Durante wasn't there to pick it up. Ojeda takes out Stewartson along the near side here. That looked kind of cheap, but hey, everybody gets one. Play it out into the neutral zone. The Retrievers trying to go back the other way. Some sloppy passes here as the Dutchmen are bobbling it back the other way, and Stewartson will sloppily come across the line and draw his team offside. Upshaw looking to go back at Stewartson. Stewartson had a little extra shove for Upshaw, kind of letting him know that he's out there. Now Stewartson's bumping Fritz, and Fritz just kind of gave him the old taparoo with his heel. Stewartson is aggravated, to say the least. I don't know what's up his bum, but whatever. 14:38 to go here in the third period. 4-4. I'd do anything to see a Retrievers win tonight. Here at Hershey Park Arena in Hershey, Pennsylvania. The song was "I'd Do Anything," so don't think too much into it, folks. You know the song. I don't know if everyone else does. Here comes Durkee. Durkee trying to get it at the top of the circle. Skorsky will turn around, and he'll chop it out just barely into the neutral zone. Back to pick it up is O'Connor. Over to Dana Becker. Through center. Durkee picks it up, but he turns it over. As sloppily played by Averona, but it somehow gets chipped into the Retriever zone in the far corner. Now it's a foot race. Danny Becker gets there first ahead of Golden. Golden will check him, and now the Retrievers strip the puck away, and now they're going to come back with I guess it's an odd man rush of 4-on-3, but looks like the shot will go right on to Drazen, and almost with an opportunity there was Callahan, who tried to chip it ahead over to the net, but it's pinched out into the neutral zone. Back the other way is Golden. Golden trying to center it, but it's chopped away by Dana Becker. And it's Callahan who tries a cross-ice pass, but it gets caught up in Yost. Yost having a little trouble there and getting tied up at center there with Nick Averona. And Averona's going to go off on a change before he gets caught doing any dirty business. Retrievers trying to get some zone entry here. They finally do, and I think they're going to try to make some changes. No, the guys are standing up, but they're not going to get off. So Callahan back in the near corner. He gets taken out in a check as he clears it over to the other side, but the Dutchmen will pick it up, and they'll come back the other way. Dutchman dropping into the Retriever zone. Nice check there by Dana Becker, but he went kind of high on Radanovic and kind of missed that one. Radanovic getting picked off again. It looks like Callahan's going to sit for two. Interference is the call, and this is what it's like when worlds collide. Power play opportunity coming up for the Dutchmen. Callahan will sit for two on that interference with Radanovic. 13:14 to go here in the third period. 4-4 score. 4 now. Face off to the right of Carmack. Won by Shortham. Shortham goes right on Carmack. Carmack has to stick that one aside. Rafferty back there to clean up. But Thompson will keep it up at the far blue line over to Conti. Conti with a shot deflected on as Stewartson provided a screen. Carmack made the save, and the Retrievers will sweep it out through neutral zone. Conti along the near boards. Conti to the opposite side over to Schultz. Schultz pops it in across the blue line, and it goes off the cage behind Carmack. Trying to clear it out was Reiner, but Reiner couldn't pick it out. Glove save there by Carmack as he had an immediate shot come off the stick of Stewartson off in the circle to his right. 1:32 to go on the power play for the Dutchmen. 12:46 left here in the third period. 4-4 score. And, of course, for all the latest news, stats, and recaps and Retrievers hockey, go to UMBCIceHockey.com. Check out the blog page for the Coach's Corner and podcast. That's UMBCRetrieversHockey.blogspot.com. And also on Twitter, UMBC Ice Hockey is the name. trying to push it out where the retrievers, but it was kept by Skorsky. Skorsky's pass got chipped up on Kissaday. Kissaday slowed it down, tried to feed it over into the front, over to Conroy. Retrievers trying to clear it out, but they just can't do so. Kissaday with it in the far corner. Ojeda playing up on him. Up top over to Jimmy Black. Black winds up, takes a shot, deflected through, and Carmack has to make a save as it goes off into the near corner. Stam with it now. Stam back behind the goal line. Back over to Conroy. Conroy up top to Black. Black at the blue line, back down to Conroy along the far boards, but it goes back to Kissaday behind the cage as he gets checked off the play. Stam with it now. Back to Kissaday. Ojeda deflected it through on his own stick, almost on Carmack, but it went off behind the cage and around the horn. Skorsky along the near boards, feeds it down low behind the goal line. Ojeda's got it trapped along the boards, trying to kill some time. Kissaday pokes it free, and the retrievers try to clear it out, but it's kept up by Skorsky inside the zone. Over to Black. Black with a shot, gets caught up in Taylor Morgan's paraphernalia, and almost gives a breakaway opportunity for Durkee as there's half a minute left on Callahan's penalty. 11:44 left here in the third period. Now on the far side, Kissaday will loft it high and into the air, and Taylor Morgan will stick it down. Sordam giving him chase. 20 seconds to go on the power play for the Dutchmen. Trying to keep it in with Schultz, but it was cleared out through the neutral zone and back into the Dutchman zone. They have to play it around a little bit, get a clean break out into the retriever zone. Stewartson along the far boards tries to pop it over to Sordam towards the front of the net, but he doesn't get it through. And now we got 5 seconds left on the power play for the Dutchmen. And that's it. 5-a-side hockey. Callahan rejoins his team on the ice as the puck sent around the boards. Callahan out of the box receives the puck, sends it over to Durkee, but Durkee couldn't wrangle down that pass. It was deflected on and no icing. Back to pick it up is Conti behind Drazen. Or Drazen, rather. As now the Dutchman with a pass over to Stewartson. Stewartson didn't see it coming, but it goes back over to Golden, who took a shot, and Carmack had to make a save. Stewartson along the near boards. Drops it back, but he turns it over to Gadula. Gadula getting hooked up there, and now the referee will call it. As Stewartson winds up and sends it in and shot it right. I don't know where that puck went. I don't know if it went out of play or if it went around the horn. But now it's going to be Nick Schultz sitting down for 2 minutes. Power play to the Retrievers with 10:47 left here in the third period. Tied at 4. This is the perfect opportunity for the Retrievers to get the lead back. They've had it a couple of times tonight, and they want it back. I want it back. Everybody here in this booth wants it back. Right? Yeah. You can't hold a straight face. Yeah. Yeah. Power play for the Dogs. As now they have it up top. Down along the side of the net. We're hoping we can get the broadcast for Houston going again here, but on Fast Hockey, here comes a chance. They score! Let's have a toast for Post, who puts it in. Power play goal with 10:27 left here in the third period. Dogs regain the lead with a score of 5-4. Face-off one back into the Dutchman zone. Harcharek with the assist on the goal. Dutchman trying to feed it to the front. It's steered off into the near corner. Eric Becker now leading the rush. Sends it over to Harcharek. Harcharek gets a breakaway chance here. Oh, and it's swept away by Thompson. Too bad. He had a perfect opportunity to go at it. The Dutchman chance starting here. Is now with it. Are the Retrievers with a shot, and the bad angle shot goes off the partition in the near corner, and it's poked out by the Dutchman. Back the other way. The Retrievers will pick it up back in their own zone as trying to rush it in. We're the Dutchmen. We do apologize for the Ustream crowd that this broadcast cut out. Now we'll have a stoppage of play. Carmack's got it. So now we have a little rough and tough extracurricular activity after the play with 9:26 left here in the third. Retrievers up on that Alex Post goal, 5-4. We do apologize if the feed cut out on the Ustream side of things. Once again, we're milking the internet off of some unknown location, but we did get you as much of the game as we possibly can tonight. We do appreciate your patience. I will upload the full audio of this game after the fact, and on fasthockey.com you can also watch the full replay as it's uploaded tomorrow. Coming back the other way now are the Retrievers. Upshaw on the far side. Upshaw coming to the top of the circle, drops it off, tries to get over to Rothschild, but it's picked up by Surdam and sent all the way around the horn over to Stewartson along the near side. Home run pass over there. Schultz on the far blue line doesn't get through, and this one's going to come back in icing with 9:07 left here in the third period. Retrievers up 5-4 on a power play goal thanks to Alex Post. Face-off coming up to the left of Drazen. Face-off, one back, but now the Retrievers are fighting it up in the neutral zone. Schultz has it along the near boards. Schultz cutting to the front, comes in, turns around, takes a shot, saved by Carmack, and the net is knocked off. Moorings and all went flying. Looks like Stewartson and Upshaw have some beef. Now everybody gets involved here. Everybody's throwing in on this pile. It's becoming a doggy pile. Pun intended. Now, it looks like somebody got wrestled down there, I believe.
Brad Surdam by Ojeda.
Surdam gets tackled by Ojeda. Nicely done.
Just a quick recap of those festivities. Number 3 for Lebanon Valley came after the play, had some words for Upshaw, grabbed his face mask. Upshaw and him tangled up in the corner, then Surdam jumped in, and Ojeda grabbed Surdam and got him off the pile.
I like it. Good explanation. Well, Carmack looks okay. He got messed up in that little scrum there, but he's shaking it off. So, Lebanon Valley, instead of responding with some goals, they're going to respond with some fists being thrown around, and Upshaw and Stewartson went colliding into the boards after the fact and threw a few face washes at each other, and then Ojeda and Surdam, as you had a great commentary by Sean Hoppy up here, explain exactly what happened here. And now it's going to take a little while to sort this out. I know the referee is sitting there leaning up against the glass and you're on. So you got an extra score sheet? This could be a while. 8:56 to go here in the third period. Retrievers are currently up 5-4 here at the Hershey Park Arena in Hershey, Pennsylvania. Got a great crowd on hand tonight. So Upshaw and Stewartson will be going to the box. So Ojada's in there with Surdam. Potato. 29-27 says the shot clock in favor of Lebanon Valley. I guess if you collide into Carmack, it counts as a shot. Not a sermon, just a thought. Well, we're sorting out things here. Figuring out who's taking who to dinner after the game. Got some fine dining establishments here. And this city smells like chocolate. Perpetually. And believe it or not, contrary to popular belief, the roads are not paved in chocolate. But they got Hershey Kisses for street lights. They do. I'm not kidding. This is the sweetest place on earth. And yes, everything tastes like chocolate. $8:56 says the clock here in the third period. 5-4 Dogs. Some rough and tumble stuff being sorted out here. The penalties, nothing up on the clock just yet. I'm sure everything just sorted itself out, which is always nice. They like to keep it even. But if anything, I'm kind of surprised that there was no 5-minute major on the Retrievers side, just for some unknown reason.
We'll get an explanation.
Yeah, the PA address. You pay attention to that, and you fill us in just a moment. So I'll cover the play here. Carmack has to play it behind the cage. Yost gets chopped from behind by Kissaday. No call. Boy, that was a little bit of a surprise. The PA address just had a little bit of a check in front of him there, as now the Retrievers. It was Drazen that tried to clear it out, but now the Retrievers are going to keep it in. Playing it down low is O'Connor, who plays it over to Callahan. Callahan to the front. Doesn't get it through. Yost winds up, takes a shot, deflected through. Doesn't get it past Kissaday. Kissaday will pick it up and take it through the neutral zone. Kissaday chops it in and out of play. Heading into the zone momentarily, but it went out of play. The PA address guy is so frazzled because of all the body checks that just took place right in front of him. I'm sorry, that was just amusing. 8:21 to go here, 5-4 score. Retrievers are currently up. Do apologize for the dropping of the server here. Hold on. Roughings?
Both Lebanon Valley players got roughing penalties, 2-minute minors. Upshaw got 2 minutes for roughing, and Ojeda got 2 minutes for charging.
Charging. Well, it is the holiday season, so charge it. Back at center ice, Skorsky lifts it high and into the air and into the glass behind Carmack. Back there to pick it up is Ryder. Ryder sending it all the way around the horn. Tries to get it past Stam, but Stam will hold on to it and push it down to Golden in the far corner. Gadula putting him into the boards. And it's swept over to Stam. Stam trying to work his way to the front with a backhand shot and steered aside by Carmack as the puck squirts free and all the way down to Drazen. And as it gets past Skorsky, Drazen will drop it off over to Skorsky. Skorsky turns it over. Here comes a chance. Oh, my goodness. It's so close right there as it almost fed up to a waiting player. I believe it was Post. But here comes a shot. Great glove save by Carmack as he stonewalls Sean Stam. 7:36 to go here in the third. Can the Retrievers hold on? Face off to the right of Carmack. As we wait, very patiently, Kissaday wins the draw, but it's bobbled back over to Rafferty along the near corner. Rafferty sending it along the boards, but it's going to be picked up by Radanovic. Radanovic sending it down to Kissaday. Kissaday being pinned up along the boards by Morgan. In there to help out was Radanovic. Radanovic around the near side in the near corner. Sends it up top over to Conti. Conti with a shot. Saved by Carmack. The rebound drops right out in front. Rafferty tries to clear it out, but it's taken by Conroy who tried to feed it through. And it was Radanovic's shot that didn't get through, and coming back the other way are the Retrievers. It's Rothschild. Rothschild trying to get into the slot, but he's denied. And it's turned over. Rothschild trying to take a shot from the top. It was Fritz that had the puck, mind you, who went through the slot. And he's putting on a lot of grit out there. He's grinding it, let me tell you. So we got Fritz, Rothschild, and Durante out there. Durante at the top of the circle takes a shot, and it goes high into the glass and comes over to the near side. Poked ahead by the Dutchmen, but it's still not out. Kept in along the boards. We got about a 5-player scrum in there. Waiting patiently behind it all is Ryder, but winning that battle will be Thompson, who will take it out into the neutral zone through center. Thompson tries to take it across the line, but he's stopped by Rothschild, who turned it back the other way. Dumps it into the near corner, deflected on, and the Retrievers are going to get a full change. Back in the Dutchman zone. Meanwhile, at the Bat Cave, here come the Dutchmen. Across the line is Averona, who will dump it in. Averona chasing it, but instead it'll be Golden that'll get there first in the near corner. Golden gets checked into the boards hard, and I believe that's Durkee down low. Durkee couldn't get it, but Schultz takes a bad angle shot, and Carmack will hold on, leaving no rebound with 6:12 to go here in the third period. Dogs up 5-4. Little chippy action in front, but referee's going to disperse everybody there. Tomorrow night, Penn State Ice Lions at Penny Orchard Ice Arena at Odenton, Maryland, home of the UMBC Retrievers. 8:30 game time. Stop out, but if you can't, tune into Ustream.tv or FastHockey.com to catch all the live action. And stay tuned to UMBCIceHockey.com for any changes on the broadcast information or UMBC Retrievers Hockey.blogspot.com. Gadula back behind his own cage, fights off Surdam, and O'Connor tries to clear it out, but it's kept in by Skorsky, who puts it along the near side from the far side. And it's kept in up top at the point by Averona. Averona has it momentarily, but it's pinched out. Callahan tried to fish it back, but it's kept by Conroy. Conroy with a shot, and it goes just off Carmack and wide. But it's sent all the way down the length of the ice. This one's going to come back in icing against the Retrievers with 5:40 left here in the third period. 5-4. Retrievers currently have the lead. Linesmen are making sure that the Retrievers don't make any legal substitutions on the ice. Tomorrow night will, of course, be the last game before the Christmas break. And then on the other side, we have Virginia Tech down at Virginia Tech in Roanoke, Virginia. Then we go to Lexington, Kentucky the next night for Midnight Madness against, well, University of Kentucky. Then the following weekend we have off, and then the weekend after that we got ECU, East Carolina University, in a one-game weekend, the last weekend of January, as we march to the playoffs. Face-off one to the right of Carmack by the Retrievers. Yost putting it up along the far side, kept in by Black. Black sweeps it down to Schultz. Schultz can't contain it. Now finally, it's going to be chipped back up top. Black trying to chip it down low over to Kissaday along the near boards. And Schultz is going to go back in there and get it himself. He whiffs on a shot. Durkee's all over him. Durkee trying to push it up. and out. Now he'll pick it up, and he'll get around Schultz. Wow, what a move! 2-on-1 with Callahan. Over to Callahan. Callahan couldn't reach the pass. It was too far ahead of him. Kept in up top of the point by Yost. Yost winds up, takes a shot, but it gets deflected just high into the air, and Thompson will wrangle it down and take it through center. Thompson coming across the blue line. Thompson coming along the near side into the near corner. Yost will take him down. No call. There was a clean check. Yes, indeed. Almost got called for a trip. He fell over, yes. But it was kind of a check that was physical. Never mind. Here comes another chance for Conroy. Oh, we had a cheap shot there as Thompson took out Yost along the board. And Thompson's going to sit for two with 4:49 left here in the third period. 5-4 Dogs lead, and they get a power play as Thompson interfered with Yost. Very dumb penalty indeed. Whew.
Wasn't the smartest play by Thompson. Lebanon Valley at 3-on-1, right in front of PJ, wipes it out. Probably could have tied it up.
They lost the opportunity there. You heard it from the mouth of Sean Hoppy. That's private school education. Yes, we'll chalk it up to that. Retrievers win the faceoff inside the Dutchman zone, but it's turned over to Conti. Conti tries to clear it out, but it's kept in by the Dogs. But no, now it's turned over to Conroy. Conroy trying to give a breakaway pass over to Surdam, but Carmack comes out nicely and chips that one away. Oh, checked into the boards hard was Conroy. The Retrievers trying to get the power play going here. There's 4:25 left on the clock here in the third period. 1:36 left on the power play. They have a 5-4 lead right now. They can make it a 2-goal lead if they so please on this power play. But they can't do so right there as the Dutchman cleared it out through center. Hartchark feeds it across the line, and the Retrievers have to tag up. Eric Becker drops it over to Post. Post over to Callahan. Callahan comes and takes a shot. Save off the shoulder, the glove shoulder of Drazen, and the Dutchman will clear it all the way down to Carmack. Carmack with it now, leaves it off to Taylor Morgan. Second unit on for the Dutchmen for their penalty kill. Fresh legs out there for the Retrievers as well. 1 minute to go on the power play. 3:50 left here in the third. 5-4 lead for the Dogs. Across the line are the Retrievers. Ojeda keeping it tight along the blue line, but it squirts free and comes out in the neutral zone. He'll try to push it back in. The Retrievers tag up, but it doesn't matter as it's pushed back into the Retrievers zone. Morgan along the near boards over to O'Connor. O'Connor with it now, dekes around Stewartson. Comes through center. Coming across the blue line by himself off to the far side. Gets around Schultz. Goes to the far corner. Stops. Sends it up top to Ojeda. Ojeda with a shot. Gets deflected through and almost makes it to the net. But now here comes a breakaway for Schultz. Oh, no, Schultz couldn't handle it as Morgan came in there and pinched that one away. And he'll get taken out on the boards on a hard check in front of some excited kids. Durante behind Carmack. Durante being pressured by Schultz. Schultz picks it up. Turnaround shot along the side of the net. Stick saved by Carmack. And having trouble with it now is Durkee trying to get away from Black. But now Ojeda has it. Cross-ice feed over to O'Connor on the far side. O'Connor trying to feed his way to the front, but he loses the puck in the process as Surdam sends it along the boards, but it gets caught up by the Retrievers. Right now in the near corner, it's taken up the point over to Ojeda. Ojeda with a shot, and it goes wide. We're back to five-a-side hockey with 2:40 to go here in the third period. Nothing on that power play. Sordam trying to put it back into the Retriever zone. He'll chip it up ahead. Here comes a chance for Conroy. Conroy gets foiled by a couple of Retrievers players. Stewartson with a shot, and it's sticked off in out of play by Carmack. Stewartson is not pleased, and he should watch his language. There's children in attendance. 2:27 left here in the third period. I'm getting a little bit edgy. Dogs up 5-4. Can they hold on for the W? W, if you're listening, I'm bringing home some milk. Don't worry, I got your messages. Face-off coming up to the left of Carmack. Face-off won by the Dutchman, but Skorsky couldn't hold it in as it squirts out to the neutral zone. Over to Conti along the near side. He'll sweep it in and go all the way around the horn over to Schultz on the opposite side. Takes a bad angle shot and squirt right through the crease as it's kept in up top on the near side by Conti. Conti with a long-distance shot that goes wide. The rebound, Schultz turns around and takes a shot, and Carmack has to hold on with 2:08 left here in the third. 5-4 Dogs. Woo! Lively boards indeed, yes. He pointed that out earlier in the game, and it still reigns true throughout this game. The boards have definitely been kicking out the puck more than usual. Point shot from the Dutchman gets caught up in the Retrievers. He's backhanding it out. It was Rothschild as Durante feeds it in back there to Drazen. Drazen out there to slow it down for Skorsky with under 2 minutes to go here in the third. Along the near boards. With it now, Stam sending it back over to Skorsky, who sends it over to the far side, over to Schultz. Picking it up as Rothschild, back over to Yost. Yost has to go back into his own zone with the puck. Clears it up along the boards. Rothschild couldn't stay on his feet. Upshaw trying to chip it back to his defenseman to handle it in his own zone. Yost pinching up high, and he'll chip it out through center, but it's picked up by Thompson. Thompson being chased back by Rothschild. Sends it over to Conti on the far side. Winds up, clears it in. Carmack has to make a stick save on that clear in. Surdam with it now in the far corner. Yost trying to battle him for the puck. Now it's caught up along the boards and breaking free is Upshaw. Upshaw with a few moves there, trying to get past a couple of Dutchmen, but he feeds it all the way down to the far corner of the Dutchman zone with 1:10 to go here in the third period. 5-4 Dogs. They're trying to hold on for the W, as I said before. And I'm not going to jinx them. Knocking on wood right now. I think this is wood. Cross the line is Surdam. Surdam feeds it to the front. Stewartson gets taken out of the play nicely by Ojeda. 1 minute to go here in the third period. Desperation hockey. They pulled the goaltender. Here comes O'Connor. O'Connor to the blue line. Takes a shot. He scores! O'Connor gets the insurance goal. 6-4 Retrievers with 51 seconds left here in the third period. Seal the deal. Unless the Dutchman can score two in 51 seconds, which now I'm knocking on wood. So the Retrievers are looking to take the 2 in this home-and-home series against the Lebanon Valley College Dutchmen. The crowd looks very disappointed. The UMBC fans in attendance are ecstatic. They're scattered about in this huge arena, let me tell you. 45 seconds to go here in the third. 6-4 Dogs right now. Durkee getting the credit on the assist. And here comes Kissaday across the line to the top of the circle over to Black. Black comes and takes a shot deflected off into the near corner with 30 seconds to go here in the third period. Great opportunity there for the Dutchman, but Carmack standing tall. With it now is Radanovic. Radanovic drops it off over to Skorsky. Skorsky dumping it in. Dropped down by Ojeda, and Ojeda winds up and sends it down the length of the ice. This one's going to come back and icing with 16 seconds left here in the third period. 6-4 Dogs at the moment. Can they hold on for the win? I think they will. Thank goodness. So tomorrow night, come on out to Piney Orchard to see the Retrievers take on Penn State Ice Lions for the last game going into the Christmas break. And then on the other side, we have a couple of road games, and we'll keep you apprised to all that. So stay tuned to UMCIcehockey.com for all the information. Face-off won by the Dutchman towards the net. Carmack has to steer that one aside. This one's going to go all the way down the length of the ice. Is it going to make it into the net? No, it's not. Skorsky's back there to pick it up. And O'Connor almost got a second empty net goal, but the Dutchman will clear it out and through the neutral zone. And that is how this game will end with a final score, Retrievers 6 and Lebanon Dutchmen 4. Quite an exciting game. We're going to have some post-game comments on the blog page at umbcretrievershockey.blogspot.com, so check that out. We're going to close out the broadcast